Hey there YouTube, Vinny here again with another edition of Cap of the Week. And this one's a pretty special one, folks, because this is a rare cap, a one-year cap indeed. It is the 1969 Seattle Pilots cap. And now this is a replica. This isn't the actual one from 1969. Those things probably could sell for a lot on eBay, but I did find this one on eBay, and this is not a New Era cap or a American Needle. This is actually another old throwback brand, Roman Pro. Now, Roman Pro actually went out of business after the '94 strike, as I learned from Ballcap blog, and this is their logo, Roman Pro. And so they actually made some of the more authentic throwback caps. This is considered part of their Cooperstown collection, and they were pretty popular in the 80s and 90s before they went out of business. And so we'll get into the features later, but they definitely made the best, and they also had the embroidery patterns directly from the predecessor company. So this is a special cap, and you know, you'll notice something right off the top of the bat, which is these little stalks of wheat, which have also been called scrambled eggs. Maybe you've seen in the Navy, you've seen the caps being worn by military personnel in the Navy, and so it replicates the pilots of, I guess, the Mariner pilots. And you see there, it's actually embroidered on there, so it's pretty cool. I've seen caps like this where the stalks of wheat actually like fade away and come off, so that's a little bit of a trouble, but right now, knock on wood, it is holding well. And so you see the embroidery, you have a block S with a line across, and this was only a one-year cap. If you don't know the history, Major League Baseball granted an expansion franchise to Seattle for play in 1969, but due to ownership issues, I think their stadium also was a piece of crap. They ended up moving right before the 1970 season to Milwaukee, where they are the Brewers today. So there's your connection between Seattle Pilots and Bud Selig. So if you look in the back, of course, this cap was actually made before 1991-92, so there is no Batterman logo. This appears to be a 100% wool cap. You have the Kelly green brim underneath the Bills color. It's a classic color you usually see throwback caps in, and the caps of that era. You'll see probably the cool thing about this is the sweatband is not cotton, but it's actually leather. This is a leather sweatband, and so on warm days, the sweat kind of stays on your forehead, but it doesn't go into the cap, so that there is some good in there. You can just wipe it down with the cloth. And I actually do enjoy the leather. It is nice on a hot day to wear the leather. It sort of is pretty comfortable. And you'll see there's no New Era logos on the inside, so it's pretty clean. You see the size tag, if you can see it there, it's size 7, Roman Pro. You can see the lining. It's kind of a cheap leather, to tell you the truth, but this is what the players used to wear until the 80s when leather sweatbands were phased out. But there were actually a couple players that did wear leather headbands into the 90s as well, so I guess it was a player preference, so they could choose. But this is definitely one of those caps that's really difficult to find. I believe American Needle and New Era do make throwback replicas, and the New Era one is pretty good now. But Roman Pro definitely did have some of the proper embroidery and the proper patterns. And the problem is it's really hard to find this online, especially a new cap. For me, I was lucky I found it in my size, and I just jumped on it. And so Roman Pro, it's a great throwback caps. And actually, they also come, the Cooperstown collection Roman caps, they do come with hang tags that kind of display a little history of the cap, so that's pretty fun. And if you ever want to take a look, just eBay Roman Pro, Roman cap, and you should be able to find something. So until next week, guys, have a good one with Cap of the Week.